Severe weather is about to get out of hand, with multiple days that could be dealing with severe weather. Let's get right into it. It's Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and we got two areas to watch today with a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. The first one is from parts of the Texas Panhandle all the way up towards parts of eastern Montana. There is a chance that we could see some severe weather today within those areas, with damaging winds and hail being the main threat, with a 5% wind risk and a 5% hail risk. If we push the future radar up here, though, some of those storms will kind of move through some of those areas out there, but the storms today are really going to struggle within this marginal risk. We also have a marginal risk in effect for parts of southern Michigan, northeastern Indiana, over there towards northwestern and central Ohio, with some of the storms already ongoing by the time I'm making this. Over here, the main concerns will be some damaging winds and hail. As we get into Thursday, we got to be watching for severe weather because it really starts ramping up. The Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk going from northern Texas all the way to the Midwest on Thursday, where scattered severe weather will be a potential. We have a level 2 out of 5 in effect by the Storm Prediction Center already for tomorrow on Thursday, from eastern Kansas all the way to southern Minnesota. The slight risk is in effect, and it includes Topeka, Kansas, Des Moines, Iowa, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tornadoes will be a potential. Damaging winds will be a potential. And hail. The Storm Prediction Center currently has a 2% tornado risk going from northern Texas all the way up towards northwestern Wisconsin, where an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. The Storm Prediction Center currently has a 5% tornado risk in effect for eastern Kansas all the way to southwestern Iowa. Those are the probabilities. But we also have this tornado conditional intensity group 1 risk, which are those dashed lines. Which those is for means that we could be seeing a potential for some strong tornadoes, EF2+. Tomorrow could be pretty significant. It just really depends if the storms form along the dry line. If those storms fire along the dry line and get their act together, then we could be seeing a pretty significant severe weather setup tomorrow on Thursday. Dew points are going to be off the charts. Confidence of the storms forming along the dry line is going to remain pretty low for tomorrow on Thursday. But you can see here, we got some pretty decent significant tornado perimeters out there. Because the atmosphere tomorrow, within that area, the environment tomorrow on Thursday is primed for tornadoes. You just need the storms. If we check out CAPE here, if you're not familiar with CAPE, it stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. Think of it as storm fuel. That's a more simpler way to say it. If you push this up some more, you can see we're definitely going to have some levels of CAPE out there. And especially the Oklahoma City area, around central Oklahoma area is probably where we're going to be watching the closest for potential tornadoes. Like I said, you need the storms though. And we're going to have some decent levels of shear out there, which you need the storms for. Okay, they spin in the atmosphere. You need those storms. See right here, we're definitely going to have some wind shear out there, which is, we got spin in the atmosphere. And you can see that if we do get those storms, this could be a pretty significant tornado day. So just make sure you're having a way to get alerts if you're in these areas tomorrow on Thursday. As we get into Friday, the severe weather threat might start going down a little bit. But we still do have a chance for severe weather on Friday from northeastern Texas all the way to parts of the Ohio Valley. The Storm Prediction Center currently has a slight risk in effect for northeastern Texas all the way to Arkansas. The slight risk includes all of Arkansas. Friday, we're going to have some convection move. The morning convection is going to move through some of those areas on Friday in the morning time from the day before. From Thursday's storms, we're going to have that convection in the morning, and that could kind of limit how crazy the severe weather is. But we still got some chances for some severe weather on Friday. So if you're in these areas on Friday, please make sure you're having a way to get alerts as well. And on Friday, we're going to have some pretty decent CAPE out there. You can see right here. It's not that crazy, but you can see we're still going to have some levels out there. We have around 3,000 joules per kilogram. We're watching Friday, but it's probably not going to be as significant as some of our other severe weather days. As we get into Saturday, this is when it really starts to concern me some more. The Storm Prediction Center has a 15% any severe risk probability, expanding from Dallas, Texas, up to Salina, Kansas. They actually do have a 30% any severe risk probability going from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Wichita, Kansas, which is equivalent to an enhanced risk. Saturday will likely be a pretty big damaging wind threat, but hail and tornadoes will also be a potential. So if you're in any of these areas on Friday, please make sure you're having a way to get alerts. Make sure you have a safe room identified in case you end up in any kind of warning. If we push this future radar out, this is GFS. It's not that detailed on some stuff, but you can see we're going to have some storms pop up out there. It could be more of a line. Now, as we get into Sunday, we have a potential for severe weather from McKinney, Texas, all the way to parts of southeastern Nebraska. Sunday is very concerning. The Storm Prediction Center has a 30% any severe risk probability from eastern Oklahoma over there towards southeastern Kansas, where that's the area that we're watching the closest right now. It could shift, though, a little bit, but if we push this up, you can see here that look at our CAPE. So this is CAPE right here. It's going to be off the charts. We can have pretty high levels out here, as you can see, potentially around 4,000 joules per kilogram. So again, Sunday, I'm watching very closely. You can see here we're going to have a lot of that moisture, and that's going to be off the charts. You can see right here. We're going to have that dry line set up, and yeah, our atmosphere is going to be primed. The environment is going to be primed on Sunday as well. Some of those storms will actually move east on Monday into parts of the Ohio Valley, like northern Louisiana over there to southern Illinois, including Memphis, Little Rock. You guys could be dealing with severe weather on Monday. So if you're in any of these areas, please make sure you're staying weather aware. As well as if you know anyone in any of these areas, please make sure you're letting them know. They could be seeing some severe weather. Alright, so excessive rainfall is also going to come with these setups. But the excessive rainfall potentials are also in place for today down here in parts of Houston, Texas, and Galveston, Texas. You guys have a potential for some excessive rainfall today. Flooding is going to be a potential because we're going to have a lot of rain out there. As we get into tomorrow on Thursday, we could be dealing with excessive rainfall from northeastern Oklahoma all the way to parts of Wisconsin. Get into Friday, we could be dealing with excessive rainfall from northern Louisiana, almost all of Arkansas going over there towards western Kentucky. As we get into Saturday, we could be dealing with excessive rainfall from Fort Smith, Arkansas, to parts of southeastern Kansas. As we get into Sunday, we could be dealing with excessive rainfall from Fort Smith, Arkansas, all the way to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So excessive rainfall is going to be a concern, so just make sure you're staying aware for potential flood warnings, and make sure you're having a way to get alerts. Alright, so I did want to talk about the fire weather here, because today we could be seeing some pretty big fire weather conditions out there today. You can see we got a risk for fire weather from the southwest all the way to parts of Montana. We could be dealing with fire weather. We got a critical fire risk from northeastern New Mexico all the way to eastern Wyoming. We could be definitely seeing some critical fire weather. Also got a critical fire weather risk from Valentine, Nebraska, up towards Pierre, South Dakota. Now we also have a potential for some fire weather from Columbia, South Carolina, over there towards parts of southern Virginia. So just be aware for fire weather if you're in these areas today. We have a potential for fire weather on Thursday in parts of the southwest over there towards southern South Dakota. Alright, so let's take a look at the temperature anomaly here. You can see we're getting some of those warm temps kind of coming in here. You can see right there we're having some warm air kind of trying to make its way through. But we're also going to have kind of that cold air kind of come through, mainly up here. Okay, so if you're up here, you're probably going to be experiencing some cold air for a little while. As you can see right there, we're going to have some cold air remaining over there. But if you're kind of towards the Gulf regions in the eastern half of the United States, it's probably going to be pretty warm. But as we get into early May, this is when I think that we could be seeing a big blast of cold air potentially, which could definitely limit some of the severe weather. The Climate Prediction Center has an area to be watching for more cold temperatures right here in these areas. Let me show you guys this. We could be seeing some more cold temperatures come down here below normal within these areas. You can see here there is actually a 50% chance of below normal temperature from Omaha, Nebraska up towards North Dakota. And down here towards the Gulf regions, it could be pretty nice with those warm temperatures. And over here for parts of Oregon and Washington, it could be pretty nice out there with some of those warm temperatures coming in, unless you like the cold. But we're going to have some of those warm temperatures kind of move in, like right now, kind of, and then we're going to have some nice weather today within these areas, and some pretty nice weather tomorrow within these areas on Thursday. We're actually going to have some very good stargazing conditions towards the southeast tonight, with a pristine level out here from Atlanta to Columbia. That's pretty much all I got for you in today's video. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.